coverage you can count on. This is WNEMTV5 News.
Right now, calming down traffic on a busy street. That's the reasoning behind new bike lanes coming to Bay City.
Everybody wants us to fix the roads, but if we can start maybe using other modes of transportation, the roads we do have will last longer.
How the city hopes to attract more people after passing the proposal.
Plus, addressing the state of Flint's water. How you can have your questions answered by local officials.
And new resiliency programs coming to the Flint Children's Museum. We'll show you some fun activities for the whole family.
It's time to wake up in Michigan. It's Tuesday, May 16th.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for waking up with TV5. I'm Sierra Cersei.
I'm Blake Keller. Glad you're here with us. If you're getting ready with us for the day, Matthew's here with your forecast. It sounds like a good day on deck.
Yeah, overall going to be a bright day.
Okay.
A little bit breezy for this afternoon, though. So a strong cold front moves through, and actually it's going to be very impressive how quickly the temperatures fall behind the cold front, but it does lead into another cooler night ahead of us. And we'll see some temperatures down into the 30s. There's a look at temperatures right now, though. Fairly comfortable around the area. We have 49 in Bay City, 47 for Saginaw, 44 though in Flint, 43 in Midland, but also still holding on to some 50s up north. We have 55 in West Branch, 50 also in Oscoda, and notice the northern thumb, 55 for Port Hope, 57 right now in Caseville. Just some high clouds to the south, but all dry in your first alert sky tracker, and we'll still warm up pretty quickly with these brighter skies, right around 73 by that noon hour, into those upper 70s by around 3 p.m., but those temperatures drop pretty quickly as we head towards dinner time, and that again leads to the 30s for tonight. I want to first alert you to a new round of frost advisories up north as we head into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. So we'll show you just how cold we get. That's coming up. And in your live on time traffic map, sponsored by Mid-Michigan Toyota dealers, there's no crashes to report this morning. Towards Lansing, all quiet too, and towards Metro Detroit, looking great. We do have a cone zone for drivers in Saginaw, though. Weber Street, that'll be closed between East Genesee Avenue and East City Limits. That's 23rd Street. Crews will be performing tree work on both the eastbound and westbound lanes, so that'll be closed to through traffic from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. for today. Sierra, back to you.
All right, Matthew, thank you. Taking you to some developing news this morning. The city that does feet on the street will now have more wheels on the street, bicycle wheels, that is. The Bay City Commission approving a proposal to create Bay City's first bike lanes. Parking on both sides of Midland Street between Euclid and Winona will be eliminated to make some room for these new bike lanes. Commissioner Jesse Dockett of the First Ward promoted this as a way to bring more people to the area.
Midland Street's one of the gateways into the city, right? It leads into the Midland Street Business District, and then if you take the bridge, it goes over and leads you into downtown. So it's one of the main gateways into the city. So it's really important for people to be able to access through multiple modes of transportation.
Work on installing the bike lanes could start within 60 days. Bay City is also planning to resurface that portion of Midland Street next year.
We are expecting to learn more soon about a Saginaw teen accused of a 5-day crime spree, including armed robberies and car thefts. Although police were keeping an eye on him, officers went on high alert after the teen shot at them. Saginaw Police Chief Robert Ruth announcing the arrest Monday afternoon of that 17-year-old. Investigators say the crimes he's accused of happened in Saginaw and Bridgeport townships. Police say many businesses were targeted, but officers were waiting on warrants before trying to make an arrest. They say the teen was driving a stolen car while police followed, and that's when he got out and ran.
Yesterday, he was in a stolen vehicle. Our officers were pursuing him, at which time he bailed out and ran. When he bailed out and ran, he turned around and shot at one of our officers that was in a vehicle at that point in time.
Chief Ruth did not give much info on how many shots were fired at the officers, but says his officers did not exchange any gunfire. Information surrounding the teen's arrest is expected to come out in court, so stick with us for updates to this case.
Listen to this now. Crime Stoppers say they need your help. This teen, 17-year-old Rakima Hall Jr., a victim of a drive-by shooting. This was on Western Road near Leith Street on Flint's north side in August of 2019. Rakima died from his injuries just 5 days later. Crime Stoppers is now offering a reward of up to $2,500 for any information that does lead to an arrest. All calls are anonymous.
Right now, the FBI is facing some sharp criticism
This is after a Department of Justice special counsel found the Bureau made critical errors in its investigation into possible links between Russia and the Trump 2016 campaign.
Jared Hill brings us the very latest.
After nearly 4 years, special counsel John Durham is out with a new report saying the FBI lacked actual evidence when it launched a probe into then-candidate Trump's 2016 campaign. In the 300-page document, Durham writes, quote, senior FBI personnel displayed a serious lack of analytical rigor and relied too much on investigative leads provided or funded by Trump's political opponents. The FBI's original probe, known as Crossfire Hurricane, expanded based partially on a research dossier compiled by former British spy Christopher Steele. But Durham says he found investigators did not and could not corroborate any of the substantive allegations contained in the Steele reporting. That initial FBI investigation was the basis for special counsel Robert Mueller's probe. Mueller didn't find sufficient evidence of a criminal conspiracy between President Trump, his associates, and Russia. While Durham acknowledges the FBI was obligated to examine the Russia allegations, he's still critical of the Bureau's work. On social media, Trump posted, "The American public was scammed." Former FBI Assistant Director Robert Anderson.
It has been a big deal, and I hope that we have clarified all these things that have caused this problem. But in the end, I hope it never happens again.
Monday, the FBI released a statement saying its leadership has already implemented dozens of corrective actions that it says could have prevented missteps made in 2016. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The special counsel's report also says the FBI treated the Clinton and Trump campaigns differently. While the Bureau did warn Clinton's team of possible interference in the 2016 election, they didn't do the same for the Trump campaign. One of the recommendations from Durham's report is that a position should be created to handle politically sensitive investigations in the future.
In more local news, students from Kettering University are supporting Flint firefighters and their mental health this week. It's called the Fireman's Challenge. It's a philanthropic tournament by the university's Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity. They hope to raise $2,500 for services for the fire department. Now, the week's events include a volleyball tournament, a hose rolling event, and much more.
They've done this for the last few years. They've created funding for us that we would normally have in order for us to provide things that we needed but weren't necessarily in the budget, so they were able to provide those things for us.
Very cool stuff. Be sure to check out the hot links section on WNEM.com right now if you would like to donate.
You're still looking for a furry friend? Well, you're in luck. Listen to this. Empty the Shelters has been extended through May 22nd. So this means reduced fees on all adult dogs and adult cats and even kittens. Bissell Pet Foundation puts on this event and many local shelters are participating. So if you are interested, be sure to stop by and go find a new friend.
Although temperatures this morning are starting off in the 40s and 50s, we'll eventually make our way back into the 70s, but briefly for this afternoon. All in all, not too bad as you're heading out the door for this morning. More of those 40s to the south and those 50s that we have farther up north. Those afternoon bus stops for us are going to be warm, up to about 78 degrees, but right after that, we see temperatures falling very sharply, then some 30s for tonight. We'll show you what's on tap for the upcoming night. Blake Sierra, that's coming up.
Sounds great, Matthew. Thank you for that update. TV5 News Time right now, if you're up with us, is about 6:08.
We have an answer for you this morning. How do Michigan crops hold up after yesterday's cold snap? We'll show you one farm and how they prepare for any weather.
Expect a meeting today between the president and lawmakers as they continue to debate the debt limit. We have a look at each side's points for debate coming up.
Taking a live look over Flint, it looks beautiful out. The sun is up, the skies are blue, and the roads look empty. If you're headed out, you need to stop for gas. Here are your average gas prices in our area. And don't go anywhere just yet. Matthew has everything you need to know to get your day started in his forecast. That's coming up in about 2 minutes.